The chairman of the special committee, kindly proceed to table your report.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, the 30th December 2022. Mr. Speaker, this is the report of the Special Committee on the proposed removal from office by way of impeachment of the Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru County.
The chairperson of the special committee on the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza kindly take the House through the report in a very summary version indicating what is the decision of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to thank you, to thank the House, and to thank...
Just hold it, Senator Boni. Senator Chirangei, what is your point of order? I thought this is simple procedural issues.
Mr. Speaker, under Standing Order number 91, and also, since this is our standing orders and it guides the business here, there is Standing Order number 223, and I'll need your ruling on two things, Mr. Speaker, sir, with all due respect. One, this report has been laid, and when you look at the Standing Order number 223, sub-article 7, it says, and it is not specific to the report that is about to be presented by the Senator, whichever the outcome, within 48 hours, after the report has been laid, which has just been done, on the table of the Senate, the clerk shall publish the report in the parliamentary website and circulate all copies to all senators. It says laid, it does not say after the chairperson has moved. And the last one, Mr. Speaker, so that I give you opportunity, is this select committee report is just like any other report. Some of us, whatever the outcome, we might want, despite the constraint that the Article 181 section of the Constitution of Kenya, Section 33 of the County Governments Act, Standing Order number 80, and the third schedule on the procedure of removal through the committee process, might want at some point to amend the contents of the report, notwithstanding that I'm anticipating the report. So, Mr. Speaker, I need the ruling on that Standing Order number 2237, and also whether such a report that is about to be tabled by the Senate Majority Whip, can it go full motion where members, after looking at it, can amend whatever the outcome of the report, whether it acquits the governor or some allegations have been substantiated? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chirange, you're out of order. The procedure of removing a governor is very elaborate, and it springs from Article 181 of the Constitution. And if you read Article 181 of the Constitution, it actually mandates Parliament to come up with a law on the procedure to govern the removal from office of a governor. Now, if you go through the standing orders on the removal of a governor, it is very conclusive on how it starts, on how you table the report, and on how it ends. We shall abide by that procedure. Proceed, Chair, Special Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, thank the House, thank colleagues, and thank all the stakeholders in this matter of the special committee that was considering and investigating the proposal for removal from office by way of impeachment of the Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru. Mr. Speaker, the committee considered and investigated and made a decision on charge 1 being nepotism, illegal appointments, unlawful dismissals, and usurpation of the constitutional and statutory functions of the county organs. It also made a decision, Mr. Speaker, on charge number 2 on incitement, bullying, vilification, and misleading campaigns against other leaders. Mr. Speaker, sir, charge number 3 was processed in the same manner, and it was about forceful entry into the assembly precincts and mobilization of unlawful riots against members of the assembly. And charge number 4 was violation of public finance management laws. Charge number 5, finally, Mr. Speaker, was misconduct relating to nomination of county executive committee members. Mr. Speaker, sir, after the consideration and investigations, observations were made, conclusions were made, and by a decision of one after member, all the 11 members agreed and recommended to this House in this report that the charges, Mr. Speaker, none of them was proved or substantiated. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, the chairperson of that special committee. Honorable Senators, as you may have noticed, The committee has found all the allegations against the governor not to be substantiated. Therefore, honorable members, the procedure to be followed in this case is that set out in section 33(6)(a) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order number 84A, both of which provide as follows. If the special committee reports that the particulars of any allegation against the governor have not been substantiated, further proceedings shall, underline, shall not be taken under this section in respect of that allegation. Therefore, what this means is that insofar as the matter of impeachment of the governor of Meru, that matter is now put to rest by that report. We cannot purport to debate the report. The report, the committee that came up with that report is a creature of this House. By extension, it is the Senate that came up with that report. Having pronounced ourselves through that report, the Senate now stands functus official. You cannot debate your own decision. And therefore, members, that rests the matter of impeachment of the Honorable Governor. However, I'm aware, indeed, we have wise men and women in this chamber who may give us comments and opinions for the future, not for purposes of the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza. So I will allow those wise men and women to comment, but do not, repeat, do not take your comments to that report, because those comments will not in any way affect the validity or otherwise of that report. Your comments will not even remove or add a comma of that report. We simply want to seek your wisdom going forward. Senators, for those who are willing to make their comments in that regard, I will be calling one after the other, and that exercise shall not be undertaken for more than 1 hour. Senator Ngugi Joe Joseph Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, and I thank God that today I'm the first one to make a contribution.
Senator, maybe just before you proceed, I can see these quite a number of senators who would wish to make some comments, and therefore we have to limit the time within which each one of us will speak. And I suggest we take 2 minutes per senator. Proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I think I'm going to observe time. I thank the committee for the decision that they made, because all of us, though we were not members, were following maybe on our screens, and we were able to say, and we agree that most of those or all of those allegations could not be proved. However, Mr. Speaker, because you have said that we can offer words of wisdom, and I thank God that the governor is here, I think most of the problems that are in Meru, Mr. Speaker, comes from maybe the way the governor carries out her business. She is a lady, an honorable lady, that has made great achievements, being the first woman to be elected on any other seat in Meru other than that of a woman rep, elected on an independent ticket, you know, flooring giants like Kiraito and Linturi. But Mr. Speaker, I think I want to advise the governor, all those achievements should not make power get into her head, Mr. Speaker, going forward. Her concerns were very valid. about the Catholic Church occupying, for example, and collecting rent from county property, you know, leaders pressurizing how to employ their people. But Governor...
Senator Newton, you are veering off, and I'm afraid I may stop you there. So conclude your comments. Yeah. I was very clear when I said we are not going to debate the report. All I said is because we have men and women of wisdom going into the future, looking at the devolution. What will be your opinion? What will be your counsel?
Thank you for your guidance, Mr. Speaker. I think I'm going to be very brief. The governor to then